Hey guys, so here's my Raw review the day after, and this is for Raw on November 5th, 2012. Starts off with Miz backstage in the locker room with Heyman saying he quits Team Punk because Punk's a chicken. Then our first match is R-Truth, Sin Cara, and Mysterio taking on Cesaro and the Primetime Players. Cesaro and Sin Cara start it. Then R-Truth and Young go at it. And then O'Neal and Mysterio. It's like tag, 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 tag. Sin Cara comes in. Then R-Truth does. They take control of the big man, Titus O'Neal. Sin Cara botched the handspring again, but Young helped him out again. This time by catching him, and Sin Cara could give a couple elbows to his head, so it looked like, oh, he just caught me. I didn't botch it. Senor El Bacho. That's gonna be my new hashtag for a Sin Cara match, because you botch so many times. Jesus, in every freaking match. Go back to Mexico. Mysterio tries to 619 on Young, but Cesaro attacks himself in and then gets a Total World Slam on Total World Backbreaker on Rey Mysterio, and that was awesome. They isolate Mysterio for a while, but then he tags in R-Truth, and R-Truth and Cesaro go at it. Mysterio hits the 619 on Cesaro after he got that like tilt-a-whirl Hurricanrana armbar into the ropes by Sin Cara. Then the jumping complete shot from R-Truth, known as the Little Jimmy. I found that out. And for the 3. So they're setting them up for a U.S. title bout. I hope Cesaro keeps it. I'm sorry, R-Truth, you do not deserve that title. Justin Gabriel did. I give that match a 7-star again. Then they do a Jerry King Lawler promo. He's returning next week. I am so happy. They show the AJ scandal footage. Vicky Guerrero comes out and the fans start chanting, "Who are you?" She shows the previous footage. Cena comes out in his green attire. No offense to the Rise Above Hate or the, breast cancer, but I'm glad to see him in like one of his normal attires like that. Then he cuts a comedic promo on himself and his 5 moves of doom. Then Vicky shows security cam footage, but it doesn't show what room AJ was going into. It just shows her walking from one hotel room to another hotel room in a robe. And then she shows second footage from a different camera angle, of Cena with nothing but a towel on, putting a do not disturb sign on his door. Which doesn't really prove anything, but, it's still a good one. Then the crowds chant, "We want AJ." She shows up on the Tron, mad, saying if she comes out there, she's going to beat Vicky and then get fired and not be able to do what she loves. Then Dolph Ziggler slips in, puts his arm around her, and says, "We all know what you love to do," insinuating that she's a whore. Cena walks back to the back. Then they show a WrestleMania 29 promo. My disdain. Heyman backstage trying to get Wade Barrett to join Team Punk again, and he agrees this time. Then we have Daniel Bryan with Kane versus Cody Rhodes with Damian Sandow. Rhodes takes control. Bryan comes back with kicks. This is the whole match, might I add you. Rhodes gets chased by Kane. Sandow attacks Kane. Bryan fake baseball slides Rhodes, then suicide dives on Sandow. Sandow distracts Bryan. Rhodes hits Bryan with a disaster kick on the outside. Then in the ring with the crossroads for the 3. Quick match. I give it a 5 because I like all 4 of those guys. Rhodes then cuts a promo. This sounds familiar. Saying Sandow could beat Kane just as easily. Kane pulls in Sandow by his hair, going to commercial. Then it's Kane with Bryan versus Sandow with Rhodes. Kane takes control of Sandow. JR says how Kane will probably go into the Hall of Fame one day, which I do think so. And hopefully as Kane and not Dr. Isaac Yankem, MD, or Fake Diesel. Yeah, WWF New Generation, what's up? Sandow comes back, tries for a double axe handle from the metal rope, but Kane hits him with an uppercut. Rhodes tries to distract Kane. Bryan attacks Rhodes. The ref ejects both guys. Sandow tries to negotiate with Kane to no prevail. Kane wins with a chokeslam. I give that one a 7 star. That one was good. And pretty much that was both the whole matches right there. Then hour 2 starts, and Michael Cole welcomes suspended referee Brad Maddox. They show the Hell in a Cell footage. They mention the low blow and the fast count, but they don't mention where he was laying on Ryback's legs when he was counting. Hey, Cole asked him if he was working for or with Heyman and Punk. He says no. He says he's been everywhere to wrestle and try out for WWE. He even paid $2,000 for a tryout one time. Then he got a developmental deal. He needed a chance to make an impact. And I found that this storyline is the exact same one as the Eric and Garrett Bischoff one. A ref who went rogue. He says Pug didn't know. He's now famous. I would actually like to see him wrestle. He seems like he'd be really good at it. Maybe a technical wrestler. I don't know. He challenges Ryback and wants a contract. Mr. McMahon comes out. Mr. McMahon says Maddox is lying, that he's actually working for or with Punk and Heyman. McMahon says he'll give Maddox a $1 million contract if he can beat Ryback next week. McMahon then invites Vicky out. They make a triple threat match for Survivor Series between CM Punk, Ryback, and John Cena for the WWE title. Sheamus then comes out and gets ready for action. We'll go to the next commercial break. Okay, so that makes Team Punk now down their leader. So they have Alberto Del Rio, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, and Wade Barrett. And Team Foley, now down Ryback, has Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, Kane, and Kofi Kingston. They're missing a 5th guy. 2. I thought they should just looked at that, the 4-on-4. There you go. And then it's Sheamus versus Miz, since Sheamus decided to big boot Miz at the end of SmackDown. Or I'm sorry, Bro King. While the Miz is coming out, Big Show came out. Sheamus uses his power against Miz. Cole made Big Show mad. Don't poke the bear, Cole. Dumbass. Miz took control. The crowd starts chanting, Miz is awesome. Then let's go Miz, let's go Sheamus. Sheamus did 10 clubbing blows to the Miz. Miz then throws Sheamus into the post on the outside of the ring. Miz did his corner clothesline. Big Show had a comeback for everything Cole and JR said. Sheamus then gets the bro kick for the 3. I give that match an 8 star. It was very good. Then they cut to Ziggler pacing around Mr. McMahon's office. Vicky walks out and says, you're not only part of the team, you're leading the team. And then Punk comes up and shoots on McMahon. Vicky then says it'll be Ziggler and Punk versus Cena and Ryback. Not the team that Ziggler was thinking, but then come to find out later, Ziggler is team leader of Team Ziggler, formerly known as Team Punk. So now it's Ziggler, Wade Barrett, Alberto Del Rio, and Team Rhodes Scholar, Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow. But still, who's the fifth guy for Raw? Or for Team Foley? And then they showed the Brock Lesnar DVD commercial. Oh my god, I don't want that at all to even come out. I hated him in WWE the first time. I hated him when he tried out for the NFL. I hated him when he was in the UFC. I hate him now that he's back in the WWE. I hate you, Brock. Come at me, bro. Don't care. Then they show this Fandango promo. So they got like this Disco Inferno / Alex Wright, if you guys remember those two wrestlers. They got something like that mixed together, who's gonna debut soon. And I think Gregory Iron knows who it is. William Regal and Sheamus are backstage, and Sheamus thanks Regal for all that he's done for him and his career. And then they re-show the Cena Vicky stuff from earlier. Then we got Divas action. We got Eva and Oksana versus Caitlyn and Layla. Layla takes control of Oksana. Eve controls Layla. Caitlyn comes in and attacks Eve. Caitlyn did a reverse DDT to Eve for the 3. I know I made that quick, but it was very hard to watch the match and write down stuff when I had JR and Michael Cole talking the whole time about the triple threat match at Survivor Series. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear that. Talk about the match that's going on, you know? But I still gave it a 6 star. Then they show Del Rio and Rodriguez talking, and Rosa Mendez bumps into Del Rio. They weren't really talking about anything. Then hour 3 begins, and it's Alberto Del Rio versus Kofi Kingston. They go back and forth at first. Kofi then used his agility to his advantage. Alberto Del Rio slowed Kofi Kingston down and worked on his abdomen. Del Rio's mean streak comes out. He does the armbar over the top ropes, which I loved it when he did that a couple weeks ago, and I loved it again. Kofi takes control. He gets the boom drop. He went for Trouble in Paradise. Del Rio ducked it. Del Rio goes for the cross arm breaker. Kofi reverses it into the SOS for a 2 count. Del Rio goes for the cross arm breaker again after taking control. Ortiz music hits. Distracts Del Rio. Kofi got a schoolboy for the 3. Orton then comes out of nowhere and hits Del Rio with the RKO after the match. I gave the match a 6 star. Then they re-show the Maddox McMahon segment again. And then Team Cobra, Santino Marella, and Zack Ryder come out as they're going to commercial. And then another WrestleMania 29 promo. I feel like I'm saying that a lot today. It was a good tag match. It was a Team Cobra taking on Primo and Epico with Rosa Mendez. I like Epico and Primo's chemistry together. Since they're cousins, they have great chemistry together. I do miss Carlito and Primo because I think he could be a good leader to that tag team right there. You know, Santino distracted the ref while Ryder was trying to pin Primo, but he did it on accident. P&E is how I'm calling them now. Primo and Epico isolated Ryder. Cole and JR wouldn't shut up about the Survivor Series triple threat again. Santino hits the Cobra on Epico for the 3. Then we have, I gave that one a 7 star. Then we have Brodus Clay versus Wade Barrett And there's a huge pop for Wade Barrett because they're like maybe 20 minutes away from his hometown. Huge pop for him. They love him in England. Brodus Clay overpowered Barrett. The first time Clay's been booed since becoming the Funkasaurus. And then Wade Barrett grounded Clay. Clay then came back. You would have thought he was Hulk Hogan back in 1996 at Bash on the Beach when he turned on all the little Hulkamaniacs. That's how bad they were booing him. And then Barrett hits Clay with a souvenir for the 3. Then after the match, he can't contain it anymore. He might be the bad guy, but he can't contain how happy he is to be home and win in front of his home crowd. He's smiling ear to ear. I also give that match a 7 out of 7. Thought that was my phone for a second, but it's some water running somewhere. Then it's Heath Slater with Jinder Mahal. Drew McIntyre's out there. He must be in Scotland visiting his family. Taking on Jey Uso with Jimmy Uso of the Usos, Rikishi's kids. Jey Uso took it to Slater. Slater brought it back to Jey Uso. Slater is wearing guy liner, I noticed. That caught my eye. Jey Uso went for the splash. Slater gave him knees and then hit him with a jumping DDT for the 3, and they called it, I think, like the solo or something like that. And I gave that match a 6 for how quick it was. Then CM Punk comes out and cuts a promo on McMahon and says he's doing the same thing to him that he did to Bret Hart back at Survivor Series 1997 as Montreal Screwjob. Then it's time for the main event. CM Punk and Dolph Ziggler with Heyman taking on John Cena and Ryback. Cena and Punk start off, and then Ziggler comes in. Ziggler gave Cena like 15 elbow drops. Then Punk and Ziggler isolate Cena. They isolated him the whole match. Cena then AA'd Punk. And I'm thinking, oh great, he's going to tag in Ryback. Ryback's going to take control, and that's going to be the end of the match. But no. They actually took it to Cena a lot. They gave Cena, what he deserved. And this is his first match back in 7 weeks, might I add you, since getting injured. Ryback then gets the hot tag, dominates, shell shocks Punk for the win, and then at the end of the match, Cena and Ryback are staring at each other in the ring, and then Ryback's going, "Feed me more, feed me more, no bring me, no bring me." I had to end that last part, and the fans are going crazy for it. Seriously, what's your guys' deal with Ryback? He's not that good. So I have it now again. Hashtag Fire Ryback. Thank you. I give the show a 8-star because they had a bunch of good matches this week. And finally they're coming up from crap. And that match was a 7, by the way. So add that in if I didn't already say it. And again, I've said this in my other 2 videos. I will be giving you a review of WWE's Greatest Superstars of WrestleMania. It has matches from 7, 10, 15, 2 from 18, 19, 3 from 21, and 2 from 22. And of course they don't have Chris Benoit on here, just to let you know. Because him, Chris Jericho, and Kurt Angle have the best WrestleMania match, I think. In my personal opinion, they have the best ladder match of WrestleMania history. But no, you don't have that on there. But anywho, got that. And then, like I said, I'm going to be doing Prime Wrestling now. Since I get it on YouTube, I'm going to be doing it every event they have. I'll be doing their recap. And yeah, besides that, thank you guys, and I will see you tonight or tomorrow when I have to do the Tuesday live SmackDown.